1,000, even though I only requested 100. And supply was still less. Well, how do we add it? Empty. So what I'm afraid of is something like this, where it tries to request less than to just send ships back and forth all the time. We'll try and then we'll see what happens. Ah, yes. I'll just fix these and I'll drink. And then we'll do the battle. Won't take a few seconds. They are all like this for symmetry, but they're all here for a purpose. If nothing is in it yet, it's just because I have nothing to build yet. In that regard, you can say it's there for symmetry. I just think it looks good that it's completely filled. Good, so they're all fixed now. So we'll drink. And then we'll do our fight. Here we go. Let's jump over here and shift to that one. Yeah, but if I do storage containers, then I can't request it anywhere else in the universe, and I kind of want to be able to do that. Oh, the matrix is over here. They're gonna die so fast. We're gonna do a pincer attack. He just runs past. Flee! That's hilarious. Let's see a gold. Ooh, 3 musketeers, and the winner is Llama. Congrats, man. That was a pretty nice win. Good. One more before the boss fight. And then we have another one down. I like how yesterday we had 60, 70 enemies in each fight, and this one we have maybe 10. I don't know how to calculate this, but it doesn't feel correct. So let's give you what I want for you. You're barbarian. That'll be cool. So let's see if we can get this to request correctly now. So if I understand this correctly, now that this is set to 1, if I then go to another planet and request, oh, this has no drones, and request 100, it should only send 100. Is that correct? Or will it still send 1,000 if it has 1,000? That is what I'm testing. What can we test it with? Oh yeah. What I'll try to request in the new world is chemical. The right here should happen somewhere. We'll request this. I'll request 100. Yeah, so the base value right now is 1,000. That's what we have. If I then request 100 of this one on other planets, will it only send 100 then? Or will it send 1,000? Because if it always sends the max anyway, Okay, because that is what I'm not sure about. Okay, let's go and try and see if it'll send 100. Because I'm quite sure I tried that before and it messed up. But that might just have been my problem. And let's check the antimatter fuel rods as well before we do it, so we don't get 1,000 there again. Antimatter fuel rods, you are down here. You're also set to 1%. So that should send 100. Good. It's always good to theorycraft a few things. At least do some tests. Well, then we can probably go to our what's it called? Dyson sphere afterwards to see how that is going. Because now we can get there in one jump. There we go. Delta Phoenix? How do we pronounce that? Phoenix? I say dice. God, I'll just say Delta. Ooh, a lot of planets. Let's see, what do we have here? One, a lot of wind. 100% construction area, that is very good. I'll probably land here with Kimberlite ore. 2, that's a crystal, but still only 10,000. But we could grab it here just for saving on travel time. And that has a bit of water though. Might not be too bad. Now let's land here, and this will be our factory planet 2. Factory number 2. Let's call it that. Let's get back to factory number 2. Hey, Gripper? Oh, this looks like a cool planet. Look at that, it's striped. This is a tiger planet. Oh, that looks nice. I like this one. Ooh. You have to change the max storage and logistics station to the value that you want it to be. Yeah. It looks very, very good. So firstly, let's check out our little power plant. This one we could be right here, it seems. Yes. Let's try that. Built? Oh, didn't. My bad. There. Good. Let's be quick and check this one before it actually requests anything. Okay, that requests what it needs. Now I want this one to request 100. But why is it not doing that? Because we should have... Yeah, this game has blueprints. Did I forget to add in... Okay, we'll test it at the North Pole. Right now I do have a bit of fuel with us, so we should be able to do that. That will go out. Of course, has no power. That makes sense. Let's just do you. Haha. Yeah, in terms of the way to play, they are, Jan, they are a bit the same. The way I think about it is Factorio is 2D, Dyson Sphere is 3D / 2D, then we have Satisfactory that's complete 3D, first person. Where Factorio has the best implemented blueprint system and the most expansive universe, where Satisfactory has the least kind of automation and blueprints and the smallest world. So in terms of size, something like that when I look at it. That seems good, that goes in. So if I do this, okay, Conrad, if I add in logistic vessels here, will it request 1000 since the minimum load is 100%? It probably would. Okay, let's test this. This is fine. Let's quickly go back to the mining world. Let's mark you on the map. Because I want to be able to test... Wait, I know how to test it. Never mind. Take you. You can be up here. You'll be our little polar hub. And you'll request in something we know we have. And that is... this one at 100. Remote demands, please send 100. Look, that is what I don't understand. It is set to 1% back at the home world. I'm setting it to request only 100 and it has a 1%, but it still requests 1000 at a time. So the minimum load is only in case you don't have enough to send a full ship. It will still send some at less value. But if it has enough to fill it with 1000, it will do it regardless of what the minimum load is set to. So, in my thinking, why would I ever set it to less than 100%? Because sending it at 10 at a time is extremely expensive in power and in warpers. So Unimatrix and Covant, can you check that I'm correct on this? Because I'm quite sure we did the test correctly. Oh yeah, okay, so I have to do it there as well. Ah, yes, then it makes sense. Otherwise we couldn't do it. Okay, that's the thing I didn't understand. Okay. Skrippe, I'm from Denmark. So I'm Scandinavian. Good to know. Then we have to set all of them to 100. But then again, then we can't build any buffer in. Well, that's fine. Okay, we'll go back and fix that later. No. It will only do it with 1000. For example, if I set it to have a maximum storage of 100, then it will send it whenever it can. Up to 10 times. If I set it to 10%, because then it will send a minimum of 100 at a time. Yeah, that is true. Oh, that is what you meant about it. Because then it can buffer, for example, 1000 in the chest and just loop it around to go in, back. That is a good point, Convan. Okay, that's the way around it. You're so smart. So that theory I completely buy. And I know you explained it before, I just didn't understand it at that point, but now I do. So thank you for that. I'll charge you. Not that it's really needed, but we'll do it. No, we don't have those three, we have this instead. If any of you knows these letters. It's called E-Ö. Oh, oh. E-Ö-O. Those are Scandinavian letters, pretty much, that nobody else have. So this one we wanted to be a planet that's gonna make a ton of... couldn't fear make a massive production planet just for carbon nanotubes. So if we take you, this is already pretty massive, and go to the equator, if I can find it. Oh. Huh. Where is the building line? It is, or the equator that is. Here it is. This is where I want to start. So on that line. Pretty massive one. Let's start you here. I think that's fine. Down the middle. Go. Yes. This will be our new production, and we should have things flowing in. We'll need a few more. Luckily, we can just grab them. Oh, 400s. That's a lot. We'll just build a few of these, because we are at the point where we just have to overbuild and make it as big as possible. And we have infinite power anyway, so why not? So let's request in while we're at it. Let's get in some belts. I'll probably need it at some point. Let's get in some of you. 400. Let's get you to 2000. That's fine. Then right now we don't have. The only thing we have near the black hole is just some mining for unipolar magnets. We could probably set up a cool base there, because right now if you look out here, we have a huge amount of transportation going between the black hole out here and back. And I actually just want to check at our Dyson sphere. Oh, look at that! Now it looks like an ice cream cone with one scoop. I love going back and looking at this when look how many ships that's going out and a stream of solar panels. That looks so cool. Glad to hear the Black Legion with the main bus. Look at that. What we're making here is a checkerboard Dyson sphere. So it'll be completely checkerboarded when it's done. Look at that beauty. Wonder how much power it's generating now. Oh, glad to hear that, Buddha. You were pretty sad yesterday when I mentioned it. This looks so good. Greta Thunberg would be proud of what we're doing here. Greta? Instead of Greta? So let's get the rest. You are built. Oh, perfect. Things flowing in already. Oh, look, things are already going in. Yes, so now we just need to hook it up with some power, and then we can add in one next to it as well to get even more of these going. So this is the correct way. Yes, good. There we are. Sphere. I never even started the swarm because I didn't need it. So now I'm building the sphere and just adding all the solar panels into it. So it's pretty much something that's going to give us infinite power now. And wonder how much it's generating. I'm just going to go to the Milky Way galaxy to check. Because since I can't go there, this is the easiest way to check how much it's actually producing, since we only have one sphere at the moment. So let's see, we are currently at 6 something gigawatts of power on the sphere. At least that is how much it's consuming down. It might actually produce more, I think. Yeah, if a Dyson sphere is ever going to be built in real life, it's going to be some kind of sentient AI or machine life form that doesn't die. I'll probably be the one that builds it. Look at that. That goes out. You need some of you to transport it back to the main world. Perfect. That's gonna make even more for us. At least that, I think somebody like Chris Kasak and other sites like that said, if you're ever gonna find intelligent life and something that can actually travel here through the harsh environment of space, it's probably gonna be robots or some kind of sentient AI robot thing. And I tend to agree with that. Where is what I'm looking for? Wait, what wasn't here? Yeah. That's going well, that's going well. Are we consuming all of the stalagmite we're producing? Yes, it's going in a nice straight line now. That means everything is being consumed. That is very good. So I could in theory add in a second one. It doesn't require that much an idle. And then we can leave this alone for a little while. Because in case we just expand out more, this will just keep consuming what we have. So let's give it a second one. No need not to. You can rise. But that probably won't allow me to do that. Yeah, too close to another power source. Could remove all the power poles to get it to work. Don't have to place them down again. Let's try that. If we do this and place you there. Is correct. Line up here and then you go to there. Then we can take all of these. Remove everything. Oops. Remove everything except the power poles. Line you up right on top and drag you up to here and probably one in the middle as well to power the things. Good. Yeah. Let's grab some. Oh. Whoops. That should help a bit to actually request it in. That's very cool, man. Scriptic. Because Dyson Sphere is a very cool object in theory. What I'm hoping that can happen one day, in case that we get to build a Dyson Sphere, like we're doing here, we'll set out some solar panels. They'll generate power that beams it down to, for example, an asteroid, that mines minerals. We put a factory on the asteroid. They use the minerals from there and then builds more solar panels with that. Send that into the Dyson sphere. That'll generate more power, and that means we can extract things faster. And then it has an exponential curve where over time it builds it faster and faster and faster because we generate more and more power and we get more and more resources. I think that's the only way we'll be able to build a Dyson sphere. So pretty much what we're doing here. We're having power in the Dyson sphere, sending it down to the planets. That is mining resources, that is being transformed in the factory, building more parts of Dyson sphere, and then it just loops around. So that, I think that's pretty cool, and that's how I would build it if I had to. Of course, that will still take thousands upon thousands of years, but it should be able to work, I think. You can just stay here now and be a massive production for the future. Oh, and let's research a few things. I actually want more drones to build a bit faster. This will make it faster, and this will give us 3 more. So let's do that one and that one if we have enough. Ah, Interstellar. Go. And look at that nice power grid as well. These fit up quite nicely together. Now we have a massive production of this in case we expand out. Let's say this would be carbon. So what I'm debating if I should do, should you make one planet that makes a certain item? For example, just making one that only makes carbon nanotubes. Or should you make one that has the entire production chain for example, making quantum chips, but there's maybe 4 steps before making it? What I'm thinking I want to try and do is just have each planet being dedicated to making one single thing. So we'll have one that only mines iron, request that in from the entire galaxy into one planet, and from there sends iron out to the rest of the universe. I think that could be a fun little experiment to do. So, for example, this one. This can be a 1-to-1. This is only taking in crystals, making out nanotubes.